Once there was a king who had 6 daughters but no son. When the queen gave him the good news that she was expecting again, the king sternly declared, "If this child is also a girl, I will not let her live." Hearing this, the queen became deeply worried. As the time of delivery drew near, the king ordered the midwife to kill the baby immediately if it turned out to be a girl. When the moment arrived, a most beautiful baby girl was born. But the moment the midwife saw her face, she couldn't bring herself to harm the child. The baby smiled, and fragrant flowers fell from her lips. The midwife was astonished by this miracle. When the queen heard about it, she too was amazed. She rewarded the midwife generously with gold and silver and begged her to tell the king that the baby had died so that she could secretly raise her. Thus, the little princess was brought up in hiding. As she began to walk, something magical happened. With every step she took, golden and silver bricks appeared on the ground. The queen secretly stored them away. Time passed, and a great famine struck the land. The royal treasury was empty, and the king sat in despair, wondering how to save his kingdom. Then the queen brought him a few golden bricks from her hidden treasure. The king was astonished and asked where she got them. The queen said, "First promise me that you will spare my life." The king agreed, and the queen revealed their youngest daughter. When the little princess walked, gold and silver scattered from her feet. When she smiled, flowers fell from her lips. The king was moved and embraced his daughter lovingly. He forgave the queen, but jealousy burned in the hearts of the older sisters. To prevent conflict, the king built a splendid separate palace for his youngest daughter. One day, before going on a journey, the king asked each daughter what gift she wanted him to bring back. The youngest princess was busy praying, so she told her maid to tell the king, "Patience." The maid misunderstood and thought patience was some kind of thing. When the king returned, he brought gifts for everyone and handed a small box to his youngest daughter, saying, "Here is patience." The princess didn't understand and set the box aside. One hot day, while looking for a fan, she opened the box and found a beautiful fan inside. As she waved it, a handsome prince suddenly appeared before her. Shocked, she fainted. When she regained consciousness, the prince smiled and said, "Whenever you wave this fan, I shall appear, and when you stop, I will return to my land." From that day on, they spent every moment together, deeply in love. But soon, her jealous sisters found out. Pretending to be friendly, they tricked her into revealing her secret. One day they said, "We've prepared a soft bed for your guest." But beneath the bed, they had hidden shards of glass. When the princess waved the fan, the prince appeared and lay down, unaware of the trap. The glass cut into his body, and he was badly wounded. Horrified, the princess waved the fan again, sending him back to his realm. She tried calling him many times, but he never returned. Heartbroken, she decided to go find him herself. Disguised as a boy, she set out on a long journey through forests and valleys. One day, while resting under a tree, she overheard a parrot and a mynah talking. The mynah said, "The only cure for the prince is a broth made from the giant wild pigeon, the one as tall as a man, with shining blue eyes. If he drinks that broth, his wounds will heal completely." Hearing this, the princess resolved to find that bird. After many days of wandering, she reached a dense forest where she found the enormous pigeon, glowing with blue light in its eyes. Carefully, she set a trap with grains, and when the pigeon came to eat, she caught it. She returned and prepared its broth. The aroma spread throughout the palace. When she arrived at the prince's court, everyone was amazed at the handsome young healer. The princess had covered her face so no one could recognize her. She asked permission to give the prince the special broth. When he drank it, a miracle occurred. His wounds began to heal rapidly. Within days, he was completely restored and more handsome than ever. In gratitude, the prince summoned the healer and said, "Kind doctor, you have saved my life. Ask for anything, and I shall grant it." The princess smiled and replied, "My prince, do you not recognize me?" She lifted her veil, and the astonished prince saw his beloved standing before him. Overcome with joy, he fell at her feet. The courtiers watched in amazement as he called her the queen of his heart and seated her beside him on the throne. Soon, their grand wedding took place. celebrated for 7 days and 7 nights. The princess sent word to her parents, inviting them to the wedding. The king, queen, and all her sisters came. The elder sisters, filled with guilt, apologized. The princess forgave them with a kind heart. From then on, the prince and princess lived happily ever after. When she smiled, flowers fell; when she walked, gold and silver appeared; and whenever she waved her magic fan, the winds of joy would blow across the land.